Hello and welcome to Vote for Me radio program. This program is intended to link the people with various political parties or candidates who want to represent them at various levels. On this program, United Voice Radio will be bringing to you different individuals to explain what they will do for the people of Zambia as the country goes to the polls on 12th August 2021. And if you want to be part of this program, you can always contact us on the number 0979 782876 or come through to United West Radio. We are found on Bema Road within the grounds of St. Paul's United Church of Zambia, just opposite Puma Filling Station here in Kawata. What for Me radio program will allow candidates to share with people what they would do for them once elected. On the program today, we are featuring Mr. Chendela Mukondo. He happens to be one of the PF chief administrators. He will be telling us why the people of Zambia should trust the Patriotic Front with power after their 10 years in government. I am your presenter, Joe Aktama. Good morning, Mr. Chendela, and welcome to United Voice Radio.
Good morning, Comrade Aktama. I'm humbled to be here once again.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know you're not new to United Voice Radio, and we really cherish your
presence.
Your presence every time when we need you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Maybe to start the ball rolling, I know that the adoption process just ended and you are now in top gear, going flat out to look for votes. How do you describe the just ended adoption process in the Patriotic Front?
Well, the chief executive of the party, Davis Mwila, Honorable Davis Mwila, has done justice to the party structures, and I'm happy that using borrowing your words, we are in super shape as we stand today. And if you look at where we stand today, we have the party manifesto for 2021 to 2026, which the president had given to us, and he has said, let us go out to all these media houses so that we can market the party manifesto, and then also to make sure that we protect what the Zambian people has given us, and that is we are the incumbent the party that is in power, and would want the Zambian people to feel safe the way they have felt in the past 10 years, and to entrust us once again once we are elected back on the 12th of August, which we are very much sure because of the various developmental projects that we have done across the nation, and then also the peace that we have managed to maintain within the party ranks of our party. And I think the greatest thing that has happened after this inter-party politics is that we remain a united force, we remain more focused, and we had a few independents here and there, about 30 of them in number, but that's a very small number because the people aspiring were close to about 36,000 across the nation. That is to include the councillors, the MP, the council chairpersons. So we stand as a united force, and we continue seeing ourselves above these other political parties who claim to know the democracy. But ours, I think if you see, it culminated also into that decision which the president made of the running mate, which is also part of the inter-party politics. So it has been a successful inter-party election that has seen across the country new leadership, and I think the leadership, the new brand leadership, they will be here for the next 3 years.
Okay, I know you've hinted on the part of independent candidates, and I was almost coming to that question. Your party has so far seen the rise of independent candidates, especially those who were not adopted. What does this mean to the party? Because there have been assertion that, if you have a lot of independent candidates, they might split the presidential vote. What does this mean for the PF?
With us, we have had this unique type of independence who would want not to respect the decision of the Central Committee, who are mandated to manage the affairs of the adoption process. And in most, this is not happening for the first time. We had another similar case in 2016 when we had on the Copper Belt. I think almost about 4 to about 6 candidates that stood, and I think they are among the MPs. And this time around, they have been adopted. I think 2 or 4 have been. They have managed to get the adoption certificates. So for us, just the way it happened on the Copper Belt, we never had any loss or any impact on the presidential vote, because these people, after they had rebelled against us, they still maintained that they were PF inside out. And the only thing that they were saying that they were popular among our people, and they wanted to give that variety to our people through standing as independents. And this is what has happened again. If you look at the independents that have happened, a lot of them, they're coming from Eastern Province. So basically, it's the same picture. What has made us very comfortable is that these independents, they have not gone to join the opposition. They have not gone to join our next rival, and that is the UPND. We are going to be concerned if they had opted to go into the UPND, who are the second largest party after ourselves. So basically, for us, we are very comfortable. And the campaign, some of them, they have maintained. You will see the head of Edgar Chagwarungu. You will see that they are for the PF, but they have put a tractor there, but they will still maintain the head of state and our party president, one Edgar Chagwarungu. So basically, it's only that maybe the other people would have failed to accept the results. But at the end of the day, the party is larger than an individual, and the party has to make a final say, and they only have one candidate at every given time. And the best candidates that the Central Committee picks, they must be filled so that we go ahead with that, the Go Congress, which makes us to achieve what we have intended to achieve.
Yeah.
Some of these decisions, they are very unique. They may bring in the issue of, like, if you look at the Chasefu, where the party has also promised to the people of Zambia that they will need also to empower the people who are disabled, the people with different disabilities. You'll find that a candidate who has been there for a long time, like Chanonda Nonde, he was campaigning throughout, but you find that they come here, a professor, somebody who has also been on the ground. But at the end of the day, you agree and you have to show maturity. And that's the way forward. We have a lot of people, is it MPs, who are sitting MPs, who have been checked out. We have Vincent Mwale, beaten by our provincial chairperson for Eastern Province. We have other places like on the Copper Belt. You find that the Minister of Higher Education, Brian Munchimba, was beaten by former permanent secretary under Minister of Local Government. So basically, you have to accept the result. So it's just like you are in a football game. You expect substitutes. You expect, if you're not performing the way people are seeing you, they need to substitute you. They put a right person. But you don't need to leave the team just because you have been substituted.
Okay, now, Mr. Mkondo, what lessons have you learned from this? Because I vividly remember that it should be in 2020 when the SG gave a directive that those who want to aspire can go flat out into these constituencies to start looking for votes. And some of the things that have come out prominently, the issue of a lot of these aspiring candidates, they spent a lot of money whilst the incumbents were still in parliament. Don't you think that maybe next time we should have other ways of dealing with this so that we can minimize the number of people who stand as independents?
No, it's a good lesson to all of us, in the sense that we had people who wanted to get to the campaign ground as early as 2015, 2016, but we were told, I think, let's concentrate to support the incumbent. And I think by 2018, as you have rightly said, a go-ahead was given. And campaigns involve a lot of resources, and among them, those are the things which a lot of people, I think, looks at when he says, "No, I'm coming a long way, and I cannot be stopped now." I think I'm the people's favorite. But what is important is that the PF as a party, we have promoted inter-party politics. We have promoted democracy within our ranks. And that's what is important, because tomorrow you will say that the PF, look, they are dictatorial. They don't entertain divergent views among themselves. Now, how are they going to entertain other people's views when it comes to the governance of this country? But we have proved to everyone that we are a party that is serious when it comes to inter-party politics and demonstrating good governance. And for us, that's the lesson that we are learning. Resources, they are there. And once you spend resources, I think we have to look at it from the point of view that from the beginning, I remember very well Michael Chilufya used to advise us that you are joining the Patriot Front out of your own free will. And as such, your contribution, they are for free. And the partisan politics talks about contributing to the people, not expecting that you be paid for your services. So the background of politics is that we are here to provide the service to the people, and that is free service to the people.
All right. In case you've just joined us, you are listening to Vote for Me radio program right here on the United Voice Radio 92.9 FM. And this happens to be our first program in many series of the program that are used to come to you right here on 92.9 FM. And in the studio, I'm speaking to Mr. Chendela Mkondo. Mr. Chendela Mkondo is not new in PF. He also served as provincial, is it secretary?
Secretary, yes.
Yes. Under President Michael Sata, right?
Yes, I have risen through the ranks from ward level to provincial, from Michael Sata to the time of the current one administration,
Yeah.
one Edgar Chagwarungo.
Okay.
Yes.
I know we'll be delving into our main topic, why the people of Zambia should give you another mandate. But I'm aware that you also applied to stand as Lusaka mayor, but unfortunately or fortunately, you were not adopted. Why didn't you go solo?
No. Maturity demands that you accept the decision of the Central Committee. And, expressing interest that you want to participate, it's not a crime at all. And then at the same time, it should not be a must that you are going to win. I've been participating, I think, wanting to participate in the councillorship, especially this one of Osaka City Council. From way back, as I think that is in 2010, 2011, somewhere there in Ward 5. And this is part of Kawata constituency. And I'm a Kawata political child by birth. I started my politics from here. So the 20 years that I've been in the Patriot Front, it started from this word, Kawata. And I've learned one thing is that all the time that when you are aspiring, it's important that you continue to aspire. One day the time will come. And the President Juan Edgar Chagwarungo was aspiring for quite a long time. And the first attempt that he was given, the first one was in I think in 2001, in Chawama there, and he lost, and he never said, no, I'll stop being a Patriot Front when he was not adopted in 2006. So at the age of 56, that's when he entered as a member of parliament. So it calls for resilience, it calls for patience, it also calls for, learning. It's a learning process. Every step that you try to attempt in life, it's a stepping stone to another successful story tomorrow. So if I stopped, let's say, if I stopped, the way when I was not adopted in 2011, I wouldn't have known that there is a better way of also doing politics. You can go through the party structures, through the constituency level, through the ward level, through the constituency level, the district level, the provincial level, and then now I'm also attached to the secretariat. So basically, for me, it's not here and there that I'm here to make sure that my interest or my aspiration should overshadow the interest of this organization that have joined, and that is the Patriot Front. They have their own choices, and we have our own choices. So we need to reconcile the same. As I talked about the Go Congress, it's very important that we respect the Go Congress, and that's what I respect as an individual. So I speak for also everyone who has continued standing with the Patriot Front. As I said, we are more than 3,000 in total that had applied, and only 156 were picked as MPs, 116 were picked as chairpersons or mayors, and 1,000, is it about 2,000 were picked as councillors. So the number should tell you that it was a competitive process. So the best carried the day. So it's not here and there for me that with the experience that I've amassed in the Patriot Front, the 20 years that I've done, I'm still useful. And this is the reason why today I'm here marketing the same party. Because I believe in the inter-party politics, and the inter-party politics help us to develop into a mature politician.
So, Mr. Mkondo, what advice do you have for different people across political divide? I'm saying so because it's not just the Patriotic Front, but I've seen in other political parties, those who were not left out, they've tried to crisscross to other political parties. You've talked about resilience, perseverance, and other factors that come into play. So, what advice do you have for upcoming politicians?
Upcoming politicians, to all upcoming politicians, and those also who are fond of jumping from one party to another, it's important that we understand that we should join parties on ideologies. Me, I joined the Patriot Front because I believe in the Patriot Front, that it's a party for the poor. It's a party which has a heart for the poor. So basically, that has been my ideology, and I'm pro-poor. So I cannot go for an elitist group like the UPND or any other party that I don't believe in. Tomorrow you cannot find me joining the Socialist Party because I don't believe in socialism. I cannot go and join the Republican Party because I don't believe in republicanism. So basically, for all those who are upcoming politicians, it's important that you have an ideology, believe in something, not just believing of Ichimwela or the wind or what seems to be a political party of the one which seems to be carrying the day. So basically, believe in what that political party believes in. So it's important to match your belief, your ideology, with that one of the political party that you intend to join.
All right, now let's come to what we are here for. You are on the program titled Vote for Me. Mr. Mkondo, why should the people of Zambia at large vote for the Patriotic Front amidst the high cost of living, huge debt, high levels of unemployment, among other challenges? You are speaking to the voters right now who are listening to you. Why should they give you another mandate?
Look, the foundation of the PF is that one of we told the people of Zambia in 2011 that we are a pro-poor party. And our coming into power, we were promising the people of Zambia that we are going to deliver to them the constitution. They were going to look at to provide the constitution that is answering all our challenges. The constitution that speak for everyone, and that's what we did by 2016. And then when we got into power, we were telling our people that we are going to give back our Zambian people back dignity, the dignity that they had lost. And this is what we have done by giving back dignity to our people. Remember very well, we inherited an economy that had infrastructure which was dilapidated. The roads were dilapidated. Almost our school infrastructures were dilapidated. We had inherited an economy that one just which was good on paper. But look what has happened to even the processes of government that we inherited, which were inefficient. Today they are efficient. This is the reason why we have increased even in the collection of taxes. Our tax base has increased, and it's from here the way forward that we are asking our people now that we need now to address what we have not addressing these past 10 years, and that is the economy itself. Because at the moment, as we stand today, we have the so much needed infrastructure that we never had. We're talking about infrastructure which were dilapidated. For instance, in the energy sector, we had only uh, inherited an economy or a country that only had the Kafue North Bank together with the Kariba Dam. And these were not sustaining the population, which had grown almost to 13 million at that time. Today we are 18 million. And from 1978 to where we stand to 1990, is it 2016? We had not even seen any coin being dropped into the energy sector. But this part, the Patriot Front, where we stand today, we have energy. We have moved the energy from where it stood. We had almost 1,600 megawatts that we are producing as a nation. Today, we are close to almost 3,000 megawatts of generation capacity. So basically, as a political party, this is what we are telling our people. Look, in the when it comes to the airports, we have added about 4 airports. We have refurbished 4 airports. That is to start with in Eastern Province, then 4 airport. On the Copper Belt, we have a new airport that we have constructed. Here in Lusaka, we have refurbished KK Airport. In Southern Province, we have the Harimanga and Kumbula Airport. And the way forward is now to make sure that our tourism industry, that has been more like the number 2 source of forex from the mines, will be enhanced. And this is the reason why we're telling the people that we need now to prepare ourselves to go 24/7 working, not the 8-hour traditional hours that we know. We are now talking about we need to start contributing to the economy 24/7. So basically, this is what we're asking the people of Zambia, that give us another opportunity, give us another mandate, so that we make sure that that tourism healthy should materialize, because already we have done across the nation a lot of infrastructure to do with health. And the best piece of infrastructure that can speak volume when it talks about healthy facilities, that of the Rev Mwanawasa hospital. So basically, ask us in any industry, in any ministry, we are able to point at. I was just talking about an economy when it talks about the communication and the transport. The communication in 2011, Zambia, our the planes, the aeroplanes that we had, they were not fit for purpose to be. They were not even allowed to fly into Europe. But today, as we speak, Zambia is back on its legs. Our planes, they can fly into any region in this world, into the rest of the world. So that will just tell you the kind of economy that we had inherited. Today, we are talking about, when we talk about education, the education is free from any corruption. By corruption, I mean the leakages. By 2019, it was free of leakages. Today, we are talking about the higher education system, which we had inherited in 2011. We had the only 2 universities. Is it 3 universities? Today we can brag, we have about 7 universities. So basically, this is the reason why we are telling the Zambian people, you are dealing with a working government, and you need to keep this working government so that we may reach higher heights. So basically, when we talk about the issue of debt, it is us who borrowed this debt, and we know how we are going to pay back the debt. And this is the reason why this infrastructure that we are investing in, it's showing that it will start paying dividend. Already, we have projects which are already giving us dividend, like that one of the targets, such that in this coming manifesto, we are even saying that we will drop taxes like road tax, so that we reduce the tax burden on our people, and then we can use that money elsewhere. more money in our people's pockets. So basically, that's what we are talking about as a patriotic fund. Not only that, as the president was talking about yesterday, this manifesto that we are giving to the people now, it will look at the issues that touches each one at individual level. Issues to do with the selling of chickens. We don't want the Chinese or the India or these other foreigners to be participating in the selling of Chinese. The plating of air. We don't want a person from Tanzania, a Maasai, to come and do the plating. We have enough resource here. We have experts who can do that. We don't need to compete for such. Barber shop. We don't need a foreigner to come from Rwanda to come and do the cutting of our cuts. So if we talk about brick making, we don't need somebody from Istanbul to come and show us how we can do a block. So basically, that's the background where we're coming from, and this is what we have in store for Zambian people. Already we have demonstrated. When you go on the copper belt, we had the people whom they were classifying as the Jirabos. Today, they have been given certificates. These are people who are now contributing to the economy of this nation, and so far, so good. We have we have been building the reserves in the central bank today through the gold reserves. So these are some of the initiatives that this government has embarked on and would want to continue. If you look at the other initiative which has never happened since independence, that one of empowering our own drivers, those who have been given so far about 50 trucks, these oil tanks have been given to our people, Zambian people, so that the youths in particular, so that they participate in the economy. We would want to increase that number to even 150, to even 200, so that at the end of the day, this one has a spiral effect on the economy of our people. So this is where we stand as the Patriot Front.
All right. Mr. Mukondo, talking about infrastructure development, I know a lot of people are appreciating, but poor people are saying that they are not seeing any benefits. As long as cooking oil is paging at more than 200 kwacha, meal 140, they are saying that they are not seeing any benefit from this infrastructure development. What message do you have to somebody who is listening to you, and why should they vote for you when they are buying cooking oil at 250, meal at 140?
I'll give you the two items. In fact, I would want also to include cement on that one. Look, infrastructure development cannot be substituted for anything. Infrastructure development stands for a nation. And it's only through infrastructure that we can boast that we are a nation. We admire nations like Dubai because of the infrastructure that is in Dubai. We admire South Africa. We call it the London of Africa because of the infrastructure development. We talk about Botswana. The population of Botswana, I think it's about 1 million. But comparative, look at the infrastructure that they have. A population which is 1.2 and the infrastructure that they have. That's the reason why Botswana consumption, their budget is almost equivalent to the budget of Zambia. But the population is only 1.1. So infrastructure is very important. Infrastructure is very cardinal. Why is it that Botswana is performing extremely better than us? It's because they invested in infrastructure development. And they used, when they were building that infrastructure, they used our engineers. A lot of engineers, the brain drain that happened in the 80s, it was because Botswana invested in infrastructure between 1980 to 2000. So a classic example of a nation that as it sees the who are suffering, those, in fact, people are even laughing at Botswana that you just go into Botswana as a foreigner, you'll be doing extremely well than the Botswana. But what is important is that what we have done locally as a Zambian population, as a Zambians, is that we have done this infrastructure on our own. We have used our own engineers. We have used, in some cases, the Chinese, from where we have also tapped a lot of knowledge when it comes to this building of this hydro power station. Now, coming to these basic commodities, a good classic example is that one of a parent would want to make sure that he gives his children a future. it's a parent who stopped buying chicken tandoori, chicken and chips front. I think it's the only way forward as a party which believes in infrastructure development as the backbone of our future economy. Just like that parent who has built a house for his children, tomorrow his children won't be paying out rentals to landlords. Tomorrow the children will have dignity at the end of the day. So that's what we have done. So talking about these individual products like cooking oil. Cooking oil, I think there was a ban which was put on the importation of edible oils. And the people manufacture our local edible oils. They said that they have capacity to meet the market. And this is the challenge that we have faced as Zambians. After the COVID coming in of, is it the COVID problem? It has shown us that we don't have that 100% capacity. Maybe we are at 50 as we stand today. And this is the reason why edible oils, they have gone up. They have shot from almost 80 kwacha to almost 240, 250 today because of we had agreed with the people manufacturing these edible oils that we are going to put a ban. And what has happened? To this very day now, they have lifted the ban so that we can have more edible oil. And very soon we'll see the prices dropping. Now it comes to cement. Cement, I think the going up of cement, it was because of some major component which we used to get from the copper belt, which was part of the mix. To this very day, I think we have run out of that component. So it was part of that thing which had made the cement to shoot up. And then coming to is it mealie meal? We had seen mealie meal at one time, I think in 2018, it had even gone to almost 200 kwacha to around 170 somewhere there. Today we are getting somewhere 125 up to 140. In other places they're even selling 115. So basically, this is where we stand today. Because in comparative, if you look at the mealie meal that we are getting in Zambia, if we are to compare with these other nations, you'll find that in South Africa, it is equivalent to almost 300 kwacha. The pool are also there getting a 25 bag. It is almost equivalent to the same 300 kwacha. So basically, that's where we stand. And I'm happy that we have something which we can point at when it comes to agriculture, and then also showing our people that we are a serious government. The president, when was speaking to the members of National Assembly in the House in Parliament, he said now we are number 3 grain producing nation in Africa, after I think South Africa and Egypt. So it shows us where we stand today. And when our late president Michael Sata, when was saying that let's remove corruption from the Ministry of Agriculture by removing that $3 billion US, we put it into roads. This is what we mean. Today, we removed that subsidy, those subsidies which were making us to have bumper harvests which had no effect on the ground. Today, without even these subsidies, we are able to produce a bumper harvest, and then also to record such PAF status has been the number 3rd in Africa when it comes to grain production. So stand with us. This also applies to the means of livestock and the fisheries, where today we used to import almost, I think they were talking about 40, is it almost 400 metric of food concerning the fish. It was being imported, but today we have reduced that one almost by 80%. We have the arrows of today. Even when we hear that there's a fish ban, we are not even in a hurry to start stockpiling fish. But this is because the government of one Edgar Chagwalungu has continued demonstrating to the people of Zambia that anything that we are touching, we are bringing down. So far, we have fish across the nation. All these shops, Even you can go into residential areas, you find that these refrigerators, they are full of fish. Our people can buy fresh fish, can buy this protein, can access what we are failing to access previously. So we are offering to the people the best alternative. We are the people who are actually giving the people the results on the ground.
Indeed.
Yes.
Dear listener, in case you just joined us, you are listening to Audio Voice radio program right here on United Voice Radio 92.9 FM. And in the studio today, I'm speaking to Mr. Chandela Mkondo from the Patriotic Front. This is the first program in many of our more programs that are lined up for you. And the program will be coming to you every Thursday from 10:15 to 11:30. And Mr. Mkondo, I know this is a hotly contested election. You are more like the defending champions. And the other guys from the opposition, they're also saying that they've got good policies, and they're telling the people that once they vote for them, all these challenges, skyrocketing of goods and services, will definitely come down. How do you counter such things?
You know, we are not just trying to do politics of comparative analysis. You know, I was looking at one of the people who are in opposition now, the Democrats in the USA. They're talking about how prices after Donald Trump have left office. They were saying, look at oil. Is it fuel? It has jumped almost by $3. Look at the food that we are buying at this. It was $8. Today it's $22. So basically, when you talk about food prices and also this commodity pricing across the nation, across the world, prices have been going up. Even to this very day, I think if you look at our copper, it has also gone up. Those who are inputting on the other side, they are saying copper has gone up. It's no longer the copper that you are buying, maybe 6,000, 8,000. It's around now 10,000 per ton. So basically, almost all across all nations, things when it comes to food, they have been going up. And for us, we are telling our Zambian people that this calls for resilience and then also for hard work. And we should also see the rising of these, let's say, Kalembula, Repu, as an opportunity to invest into Kalembula. If you have seen that the people are making a lot of money in opening up of shops, let's also take advantage. See this one as an opportunity of also participating in the same construction of shops or building of shops, so that if we have at the moment only 1,000 shops, by 2026 we should have at least 10,000 shops. By that, going into such businesses will be reducing the cost base. So basically, that's the way forward we should look at these costs. Now, coming to our friends, that what they have been talking about. They were talking about road shading, which you have answered. They were talking about
They're saying that
infrastructure.
they'll fix everything.
They will fix everything which is not possible at all. Because they were given, in fact, some of them an opportunity to fix this economy in 1990s. Them, they had opted, they told the government, instead of supporting what they had inherited from UNIP, they said they should sell. They sold the economy, and then almost the assets which were supporting the economy, they stripped off almost everything. And what happened? Zambians went into destitution. And the 20 years of MMD, in which they participated as managers of this economy, it made people to go the way we had found Zambia. That is a dilapidated Zambia, which was looking like a war zone. So these same people are trying to say that they can offer an alternative. It's not here and there. They are just liars. Their history shows that, in fact, they are plunderers. They are good at selling. Even in their messages as they speak today, they're talking of solution of selling. Our PF, when we got into power, we have believed in building. We have never, tell us what we have sold. Can you show us any of the assets that we have sold? We have never sold anything. They are talking about Zamefa. We have sold Zamefa, but look at Zamefa, how it is performing miracles in Wapula. They were talking about National Development Bank of Zambia. Look at what Development Bank of Zambia is doing. To this very day, they are offering another package to help our poor people further, in addition to what the central bank is doing. So basically, it's not here and there that these people, they are messiah, they can perform any wonders. They are just talking from without. These are people who are talking about they'll build the drainages. When they saw that we have done that, they have stopped. They talked about roads. We have come a long way with them. They have been in opposition for the past 22 years. We were there together with them in 2011. They have been criticizing almost every administration that comes. Every president to them, it doesn't add up. But ask them. They have been part of all this government. They were part of MMD government. They were part of even this PF government. Why am I saying they have been part of this government as opposition? Because they have had members, more than 40 members in parliament there, who are on government salaries. They have been receiving gratuities. They have been receiving CDF. But can they demonstrate to us that from 2001, especially Southern Province, this is an example of how they have been, they have made one of the councils or one of the provinces as a living example of what they talk about. But it has not been the case. There have been people who have been using this position instead to disadvantage the poor. So that come tomorrow, they'll be able to say, no, Ungavadula, tomorrow, taxes they have increased, whichever taxes they dream about. So basically, you're talking about an opposition that do not offer any alternative apart from just talking and issuing blanks. So for us as a Patriot Front, we have continued demonstrating that we are a party that is serious, that has walked the walk, and that has walked the talk, as we have always said.
Right.
Mm.
As you are aware that this is what for me program, and I know that you've ably explained the reasons why people should give you another mandate.
Mm.
And right away, what we're going to do is to engage the voters themselves in case they have any question that they would want to find out from you. Dear listener, you can call us on the number 0978 32 5332 0978 32 5332 or 0211 250029. Remember to make your point just within 1 minute, and no character assassination on this program will be entertained. We seem to have a call on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. We no Murishan Nkwae. Mkwae.
Mkwenu walisha wakutawale nati. Mkwenu. Presidential jets. Mm. Mm.
Though we've gone up to 2 minutes, and this will be. Anyway, we request you to just make your point within 1 minute so that we can accommodate as many callers as possible. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Alfred from Tendere. Do you have any question to Mr. Mchendra?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ziko.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll pick another two callers, then you'll be able to respond.
Okay.
0211 250029 1978 32 5332. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Okay. Do you have any question to Mr. Mkondo? Okay. Thank you very much. We get our last call, then we allow Mr. Mkondo to respond. 0211 250029 or 978 32 5332. Hello, good morning. Na ukachebu inoti kama bandani. Imambo. Okay, mtumela kuti. Okay, mwina funso. Ya kwa na 1 minute. Zikoma, Mr. Mkondo, I think you can respond to this question. The previous one is complaining that we should be visiting areas like Kanyama to check on how people are living. And then you can also respond to Mr. Moses Mwale from Makeni. His question is, despite your explanation on the infrastructure development, why is it that the cost of living is too high? And Alfred Mutendere, I think he also had a similar question. The first caller was just giving you some accolades and they are promising to vote for you. Would you respond to this?
I'll start with Comrade Leonard. He says, we are among the millions of Zambians who are listening, and we have seen what has happened. He has talked about the projects that we have continued executing across the nation. And he mentioned in particular that one of Kazungula Bridge, which is a masterpiece. And then also the bridges that we have constructed in Lusaka district and then in this capital city of ours. And this has added a lot of value to our economy here in Lusaka. So basically, we are extremely happy that comrades like Leonard, those who are in millions, have appreciated what this government has continued doing. And he will continue doing because he said, we are giving you that resounding victory come 12 August 2021. And the only thing which is asking us, we embark on our new manifesto or implementing our new manifesto after the 12th of August, is asking the president that he should reduce on the projects. The projects must be reduced. And this is what I was talking about. In this coming period, we are going to reduce on infrastructure development. In fact, it will come almost to about even just on what we'll be calling maintenance levels, because what we have been doing, it was just totally 100% of revamping the infrastructure itself in the nation. But this time around, we will even reduce it to 5%. So that's what we are talking about. I mentioned that we will be looking at chickens. Who are the people who are selling the chickens? And then make the economy work for them by making sure that the banks will be able to give them the much needed access to the funds or the loans. The other one, which is in our manifesto, which is strongly talked about, making sure that the marketeers, our mothers out there, they will have access to capital. Our drivers there who have access to the capital, and that's what we'll be talking about in this coming 2021 to 2026. Now, coming to Alfred, he talked of rallies. I think he has misunderstood our message. The Patriot Front President one, Edgar Chagwa, and then also the Republican President one, Edgar Chagwa, has not banned any political party from holding rallies. He has only made a ban on political rallies of the PF as party president, in line with the ECZ and then also the Minister of Health, who has given us these guidelines. We are doing this because of what we have seen happened in India. India has suffered the third wave of the COVID because of the rallies that were happening, the political rallies that were happening in India. So we have identified that among the 11 ways of doing politics, among them, you can go ahead with billboards. You can erect billboards of the opposition leader that you want. We'll continue ourselves as PF, putting the heads of the president across the nation and the running mate. That's a campaign. It's open to that. We will continue going to television stations talking about our candidates and the running mate, and then the importance of why you should continue voting for us. We will continue be on radio the way I've come here on radio, talking to the constituents there, that continue supporting the PF so that we move out of this predicament we are in together. Because as we stand, we have achieved more than 90%. If Vamemukamba food prices, then it's only 10% of the economy, because we are the challenge. electricity munabo maona vintu mwame vizochitikira. Instead of relying on electricity, we had to buy generates, and generates became part of the cost component of producing my eggs. My eggs are now jumpa from 1 kwacha to 2 kwacha, from 2 kwacha to 3 kwacha. Why? Because of you are using excess now. My expenses. You are now running in excess of expenses. You are not making any profit, so you had to increase. So that one has come to an end because road shedding, we have elected an energy, is it an infrastructure to do with road shedding? That is the 750 megawatts Kafueloa power plant. In addition to these other ones which we have done, and this we are now not relying. If you come into Lusaka and other the provincial headquarters, we are no longer depending on ZESCO now to do with the solar lighting. Is it the street lighting? You find that even in Mrs. today, there is solar lighting which is happening. So we have also diversified when it talks about energy. So come these campaigns, let's continue the way I'm doing also social media. You can make this radio program live on social media, and worldwide you can be watched, you can be seen. It's also campaigning. So there is also door-to-door campaign. We are also going ahead phone to phone. We'll be phoning who to be voters, and then also the print media, the electronic media, the flyers, and then also the songs. So there are all these other ones which I can mention. There are more than 10. But what the president has banned you only for PF.
Yeah, but
that is
not cutting short. Just yesterday, he gave a directive to police to ensure that all the COVID-19 regulations should be followed by all political parties. And now, some of your critics are saying that you just want to muzzle the opposition because you've got access to state media. ZRMBC covers PF according to what they are saying. They are rarely found being covered on ZRMBC. Safe to say that maybe if there is something that is a story which is in negative, and then just yesterday when the president was making those pronouncements, there were a lot of multitudes just waiting for him on the Great East Road. Don't you think maybe as PF you are trying to contradict yourselves?
No, there isn't any contradiction. To start with, first I will talk about the people who are waiting for them, who are outside there, the multitude of people that stood outside there, who are waiting for him. When the president went to launch this campaign, he had only invited the members of Central Committee and then the provincial committee members. And there were a smaller number that were inside. And then the other bigger number that you saw outside, they thought it was open for all, the way it has been done always. It was free for all. And when they met there, they didn't know that the president was going to make such a pronouncement. They only heard that the head of state, in fact, has said that there won't be any public rallies. So it was just a coincidental. It also shows that even us ourselves, our party members would also want to go. We go it open, going for massive rallies like the way they had demonstrated. But the president, when he came out, he never even bothered. He never even gave them that chance of saying, "Let me speak to them, address them, whatever." He just rolled out. He went, showing that he is serious with this battle. He's not contradictory to himself. He meant what he had pronounced inside. So basically, there are a lot of people who have felt that the president is taking a wrong route or is taking a risk route, but we are looking at the health of the nation. The same manifesto that I'm having here is talking about making every Zambian life to count. We are making the life of every Zambian to count. This is what we are talking about when you are talking about every Zambian to count. We don't want to have, when you are having coming to the polling day, we have people attending funerals. We have people who have passed on. No. So we are taking this as a serious example of what we want. We are just leading by example. We are also challenging our friends that They should also, even as the UPND going to launch their campaign on the copper belt, they should come up with such statement so that we fight together. The same COVID, the way we are fighting it ourselves, because we have seen in the last period we passed through in June, July, as Chakumutima, because we had lost 2 members of parliament in June, July, and where we are going, June, July, August, it will be extremely windy and the situation it will be worse. In 2020, we lost Rogers Mwewa of Mansabombe to the same COVID because it was extremely cold. We had lost another gallant leader and independent from Lukasha, Chirekwa, because of the same COVID. So basically, we are talking from not from without, but from the history. So we are not here to use COVID as an example, or is it as a thing of disadvantaging the opposition. But today, the world, the way it is operating today, UPND has been campaigning throughout on social media, not so. They have this social media platform that the UPND, and UPND is not a party which is new. The candidate that they are presenting, he has been there, he has stood, this will be the 6th time, not the first time. Unless if we talk about people like Membe who will be making a first attempt. These other smaller parties which will be making their Arikalava first attempt is not known countrywide. But for us, I think the way the president has demonstrated, that's the way to go, and we are serious about it. It's not contradictory.
Now, Mr. Mkondo, let's just pick this call. Hello? Hello? Good morning to you. Kindly speak up. Hello?
It's very low.
You are low, sir. You are low. Hello? Good morning. Oh, no, we can't get him. Hello? Good morning to you. Okay, you only have a minute, sir, to make your contribution.
Yes, yes, yes. Bwino mauka bwanyi babayinza.
Okay, that was Umainza from Kanyama. We are only giving you 1 minute so that we can accommodate more callers. Hello? Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling from? Okay, brother Namanda, you only have a minute.
Mauka kachuiri. Thank you.
Kindly, Banamanda, Chan can wind up. Mm. Thank you very much for calling. Okay. Hello. Good morning. I'm okay. Your name and where you're calling from? Or you only have a minute to make.
Bueno, how are you, Msanje? Yes. Mhm.
Then Mock series is a boss. One Sanjay, your 1 minute is over, so we want to accommodate more callers. Yeah, Zicom, we try to pick more calls, but make sure that you are on point. We are only giving you a minute. 0211250029 or 978-32-5332. And in the studio today, I'm speaking to Mr. Chendela Mukondo from the Patriotic Front. He happens to be our first guest on Vote for Me radio program, which will be coming your way every Tuesday and Thursday from 10:15 to 11:30. We pick this one before Mr. Mukondo responds. Hello, good morning. Mkwai Mashibukeni. Mhm. Your name, mami, your name. Okay.
Yeah, mkanga walishani wa Katarina. Mkwai. Mkwai. Mhm. 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 Mkwai. Thank you.
All right. Now, Dr. Hassan Mkwai, maybe you can respond to those callers.
Yes, I think Wakatarina sums up what everybody has been complaining. And unfortunately, it's like the men folk who are the ones who have been very good at talking. But when it comes to women, the women, they understand because they have a resilient spirit, they have an endurance spirit, and their jobs, as compared to men, they are the one which even protect this economy because they are resilient. They are the one who are the markets. They are the one who are sponsoring our children at education, at this education sector. So basically, when it comes to Mainza, who is talking about the rallies, we have not banned the rallies for UPND, but what is important is that the UPND, as they go for these rallies, protect the lives of our Zambian people. But make sure that you go with the manageable numbers because you cannot go in thousand and then you risk our Zambian people. At the end of the day, you are going to be, you case yourselves. So basically, Musanje talked about the SI that was had done of those of brick making and whatever. You know, The PF has been a pro-poor party from inception, from day one. And there are things that we have wanted to implement immediately we came into power. And some of these things, it was to do with the Chinese. And you were told that, it's important to accommodate first the foreigners so that there is a transfer of knowledge. And I talked about this transfer of knowledge, which we to do with the edible oils. People they have said that we have enough oil locally which we can produce. But what has happened? We had put a ban, but we still depend on the foreigner. But what is important with our friends now? These who are, especially there is a friend of mine, is it Moses Mware, who talked about why is it the cost of living has continued? Is it the cost of living, salad, sugar has continued going up? I want also not to use as an excuse. COVID has been with us for now over 100. Is it 18 months now? It started somewhere in November. Is it 20? Is it 2019? Yeah. That's when we had it in China. By February, is it April? It had arrived in Zambia. It's almost clocking almost a year, and you cannot talk about the food prices with the subtraction of COVID from the table. So what has caused a lot of these food prices to go up? It's because of the same COVID situation we are in. And this is the reason why ourselves we are saying, let's protect ourselves so that we do not fall now into the worst predicament where we have funerals almost everywhere. Because the period we are going to go in, which was not there by then, I think, when we were changing the constitution. That was in 2016. We had no COVID. But this time around, COVID has pushed the prices more than double. And that one, no one can say that does not happen of COVID. COVID has been the main issue here. And then before COVID, we had problems with the energy problem, which I think even my brother, Mr. Musanji, was talking about that today we have electricity is back, but the only problem is that you have to buy electricity at a very affordable rate, the reflective tariffs, which you put 100, you are given 40 units. So he spoke about something which is very important. He says he has a salon, he has a barber shop, and then also a weld. So the thing is, you have to pass on the cost on the activity that you are doing. Make sure that if you are doing welding, you make a profit out of your welding. We are no longer in that time of type of Zambia whereby you would leave the bulbs on the whole day. Even my bulbs here, Panja, you leave them on the whole day, or you leave the radio just making noise the whole day. We are now, Zesco has been talking about saving, going the saving way, so that at the end of the day, we protect this abuse of electricity. Electricity, we have that the 40 units, instead of just using it for a barber, saloon, and welding. Make sure that these activities should be able to pay back. Don't do welding which doesn't give you any money. Don't go do barber shop. If you are just cutting everybody for free, your neighbors are our neighbors, instead of pricing them, you are just doing bobama. So basically, make sure that whatever business you are in, you pass on the cost, and then you make sure that you make a profit, so that there's self-sustainability in the business. So he talked about important items, but what he was forgetting that he should be charging that electricity that he is paying, so that tomorrow he rips back the 100 kwacha that he had invested in.
All right. We're almost coming to the end of our program. Let's see if we can pick our last caller. Yeah, let's see if we can pick our last caller. We have someone on the line. Hello. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Oh, Nega Southern Province. All right, okay.
Fine, and now you Honorable Mumba Harrison. This is Chenjera Mukondo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes, we are hearing you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mr. Mumba from Neganega. Where is Neganega? Is after Kafue?
Yes, Nega it's in Kafue South.
All right, okay.
So that's southern province, and he optimizes what we stand for. He has really talked from the point of view of a person who has been is it away from Lusaka for a long time. He got lost.
He almost got lost.
He got lost.
Now, Mr. Mkondo,
Yes.
as you are winding down, as you are winding up, we only have less than 2 minutes, and you can respond to what Mr. Mumba said. And why should the people of Zambia vote for the Patriotic Front under 2 minutes?
Well, I think Comrade Mumba Harrison has spoken about why we should vote for the Patriot Front. The Patriot Front has changed the face of Zambia. The Patriot Front has never stopped working. And this is the reason why we are saying we have stopped working now. We have finished. Out of the 8,000 project, that one, the road project that we had given the Zambian people, we have done more than 6,000 across the nation. And this is the reason why you are seeing the roads are done. You have seen the police when you inherited this government. The police officers, they didn't have even shoes. They didn't have a proper uniform. They didn't have equipment. Today we are talking about a police which is equipped. We are talking about defense wings, which are now, instead of finding them in a room, staying in residential areas, these compounds. Today we have found that they have been built, given different localities, the barracks, or should I say the camps in which they are now. So basically, we are talking about the economy that has been receiving massive infrastructure development that has been revamped. Talk about Wapula. Wapula, it's a food basket for Zambia. There is tea, there is sugar. Even my brother is talking about the prices of all these commodities. They will start going down. They will start going down, especially that electricity has stabilized. Even the going away of COVID, we pray that this COVID should not hang around for 2 or 3 years, so that we will get back to the normal way of doing things. So basically, with us as Patriot Front, we have laid the foundation, and it's on this foundation that we are relying on. And this is the reason why we are telling the people of Zambia, don't give people who are promising. Immediately they are in State House, they will start selling the presidential jet. Immediately they are in State House, they will start auctioning what we have been building. So basically, you are talking about a working government. Let's continue where we had made it, where we have continued developing. If you look at the MMD, they destroyed the economy. They sold almost everything. But today, we have gone back to where UNIP had left. We have the infrastructure. Our youths have been employed. Projects have been rolled out, and the empowerment projects have been rolled out. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mkondo, for coming.
Thank you.
We hope to have you next time. Anyway, you've just been listening to Vote for Me radio program. This program is intended to link the people with various political parties or candidates who want to represent them at various levels. On the program today, we're talking to Mr. Chendela Mkondo from the Patriotic Front. Remember, this program comes to you every Tuesday and Thursday on a United Voice Radio, and we'll be bringing to you different individuals to explain what they will do for the people of Zambia as the country goes to the polls on 12th August 2021. I've been a presenter. My name is Joe Aktama. Until next time, bye-bye, and God bless you.